ladies and gents. How's it going? Oh my goodness, hi. I'm actually really excited for this one. Am I a horror girly? No. What I am is a TTRPG girly, and for once I'm actually gonna play a tabletop, like, a journaling role-playing game. Hello, how is everyone doing? How are we, how are we, God, I almost said how are we going? I've been listening to a lot of, like, Australian podcasts, and so I am like fully into that. People are saying the camera looks great. Thank you. So I did try and make it as dark as I could in here. Those are supposed to be blackout curtains. You can see how well that went. Because today, you guys are gonna come along with me while I play a up and coming, this is exclusive gameplay. This game isn't out yet. An up and coming game known as The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. Someone says you're not at 4 frames a second. I haven't replaced what do you call it? The power supply yet? But that is weird, right? No one jinx it. No one fuck it up. Regardless, we're here. We're gonna be playing. Now, The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio is a solo journaling RPG. The way it works is you guys and I are going to listen to, oh fuck, I know why it's happening now. Rusty Nail said, have you tried turning off the sun? Not yet, I'll get to it. Wow, we did jinx it. That frame rate really just dropped, didn't it? It's okay. If it gets too bad, I will go ahead and switch over to... We have a couple minutes of intro anyway, and then I got a trailer to show you guys. And then after that, we'll switch into the actual game itself. TikTok doesn't need to be live for that. They know to hop over to Twitch if they want to see the horror. And there are some visuals as well associated with the game, so we're going to be... I'll walk you guys through everything. It's incredibly easy to learn and incredibly easy to get into, but before we do all that, I do just want to say that at any point you guys can use the kind of like the... Is it over there? No, it's over here. These commands to see more information about the game itself. So Darkness will give you a link to the Kickstarter where you can follow the game. The creator, Banana-chan, is like a friend of mine. They were one of the ones who played Dread with me back at Big Bad Con last year. So if any of you guys remember that live stream on Total Party Chill's channel, Banana-chan made this game and then asked me if I could show it off to you guys. And I was like, fuck yes, absolutely. And you can also use the _! Content warnings or ! CW, I believe, or trigger warnings and things like that. Yeah, Banana-chan is in chat. Everyone say hi to Banana-chan. I'll give you I don't know if you stream much, but regardless, go ahead and follow them on all platforms. Banana-chan, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Twitter tends to be where a lot of the TTRPG community gets their info out and around, and so that is probably the premier place to go for keeping up with updates. Or, like I mentioned before, you can keep track of the Kickstarter for this game using that link down there. I would pin it, except my pins are broken. But at any point, you can use !Darkness to get more info on the game. I will also be showing you guys the trailer so you're not like totally in the dark going into it. But this content warnings part is really important. This game has a lot of content warnings. I pulled them straight from the like manual for the game right out off the bat. And so just be aware. I'm going to read them out for you guys as well. We have natural horror, body horror, psychological horror, parasocial relationships, listening to someone's boundaries being pushed via sexual harassment and other forms of harassment, and listening to someone transform into something other than human. At any point, if you feel weird about the game, feel free to drop out or lurk, or even mute and then come back in, whatever you're most comfortable with. Even on the gameplay side of things, if I ever get uncomfortable, I have full permission to like pause, either read ahead in the journal, you know, take a breather for a sec, or anything else. It's a very safe way of playing a very horrifying game from what it sounds like. So welcome into all the new followers and all the new subscribers. I would love to give you all individual shout outs right now, but for the sake of the fact that this is a sponsored stream and oh shit, we're starting a hype train. Okay, well fuck me then, never mind. But since this is a sponsored stream, the alerts won't be going during the actual gameplay, so that way we're gonna kind of keep it very focused and very atmospheric, because the atmosphere is a genuine part of this game. Hello, V-Moose, welcome in. The last thing is I'm going to show you guys the trailer for the game here in a couple minutes once we get all settled in and get ready and settle into the vibe of things. But if at any point you want to go back and watch the trailer again, you can use !trailer, and then you will be taken to a link. It's a TikTok where you can go check it out. And of course, that is on Banana-chan Games' TikTok account, so be sure to drop a follow while you're there. Do we have any questions or anything before we hop into it, before I show you the trailer and then hop into the premise, and then we'll jump right in. We'll get right into it. I also did a little bit of, I'll get into like how you set up for the game and everything too, because there is a lot there that I thought was super fucking cool. Really getting your space set up as part of the setup and things like that. So I'll be walking you guys through the entire thing, start to finish. Someone said, have you hydrated? I will work on it. Oh yeah, so much Jellyfish says no questions, but let's keep that. Thank you. And Gerard says, so no magic carpet explanation? Not at this time. We're not a D&D stream today. We're a horror stream for once. But welcome in, everyone. So the hat is here for a reason. Someone said Dinah should wear hats more often. Oh, shit. Okay, cool. But in any case, if we're all set, I'm going to try and mind you, I made this overlay. I think I mentioned this at midnight last night. Someone said we're a horror stream today. Horror. I will also say chat will not be showing up on stream for the sake of the fact that there is a lot of... I put a lot of visuals into the game to try and make it still visually entertaining for you guys, even though it is a like listening-based RPG. You'll still be able to see everything that I'm doing and see everything that I'm looking at, which is still part of the game. And so, yeah, with that, I don't have chat up just so that way I can save room. But I think... someone says, can you say, see you later, boy? See you later, boy. Let's get into it.
Hiya, listener. My name is DJ Mike. I'm a late-night radio DJ who's been on the air for a few years now in Akron, Ohio. A lot of folks around town know me. Hell, you've probably heard me chatting with your favorite celebrity rock stars. But enough about me. I want to hear about you. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
Anyway, so yeah, if at any point you guys are like fully lost or you want to go back and see the QR code or share it with friends, you can use !trailer to get back to that. Simi says, I'm excited to see how this is going to be different compared to Hummus. Yes, that is another thing. So this game has 3 potential playthroughs. The first one, and the one that I'm doing, is where so essentially there's 3 roles, and they say it's 3 lives, is part of the setup for the game. Now, I am playing the gas station attendant role. However, we do have 2 other people in the community who have played other roles, or who are going to play the other roles, one of which is Hamasama-kun. I don't think I can, yeah, let me do this. Hamasama-kun. I believe theirs has already come out, but you should be able to go see the VOD on their channel, and also they might post it elsewhere as well. The other one is D&D Imposter. And I don't know if they're playing on their channel, but I'm gonna go ahead and give them a shout out on their primary channel. So that way, that I believe hasn't happened yet. Banana Chan, if you're still here, you might be able to prove me wrong and let me know what the dates are. But they are playing 2 other roles. One of them is the security guard working a night shift, and another is a clinical lab technician doing a graveyard shift. Now, I am the gas station attendant, and as part of this, I've done... Banana says not happened yet? Okay, perfect. So it says, as an Ohioan, I can confirm it sucks. Welcome to your worst nightmare, where I have to dress like a gas station attendant in Ohio. But that's why I'm dressed like this. Because as part of the setup for this game, you have to do a couple things. You have to set a clock to 3 a.m. and have it visible in front of you. So I'm going to do that on my phone as best as I can. I can't, let's see. I don't think I can actually like fully manually change the time on my phone. So instead I'm going to set up a world clock that is as close to 3 a.m. as I can get, because having to convert to, it's a journaling paper-based game, and converting to a format that I can share with you guys, it's always going to be a little tough, so there's always going to be some hiccups there. You also have to have the soundtrack ready, which I have part of the overlay, so that way you guys will be able to hear it and follow along with me. I have the digital version of the journal ready to follow along with. Wait, VidGamer says can't be worse than what I've heard of Oregon? You guys talking shit about Oregon? Come on. I didn't ask for this. I'm about to go through the fucking horror ringer for you guys, and y'all are making fun of my home state? I didn't ask for this. Anyway, and I have to print or scan a photo that I will be asked to keep handy. Now, the photos themselves are haunted as shit. You get 3 different options, and, you know, that's for each role. So there are 9 total, depending on what role you pick. You get different ones to choose from. Someone said the music cut out, or is I changed my tone? Whoops. It should be back. That is basic music. It is not related to the game. I just wanted it as background vibes. And so, now, as an option before I start the game, I can immerse myself a little bit. This game is very much like a role-playing game. You get into character, and then there's like a bit of an offboarding process to safely get out of character afterwards, after whatever we're about to experience. And so part of that is dressing up as the character that I've chosen. And since I am a gas station attendant from Akron, Ohio, I went with the most gas station attendant garb I had available. There was an option. I thought about getting like suggested attire. It has a list here actually of things that they suggest that you buy or like wear during the game. It was suggested that I wear a high-vis safety vest. I could not find one. I found high-vis suspenders, but they were $30. And I was like, I'll do everything else. Everything else means having a suggested space that's close to a window, having a pack of gum or something like that available, and having a cash register. Cash registers I couldn't make happen. However, I do have some other things that are suggested for all 3 characters. So coffee or an energy drink or something along those lines. Naturally, I had to implement a little bit of my personality in here, so we went with White Monster. It's a little bit late for a White Monster, but you know what? We're celebrating because we're about to have a horrific time. And a desk light, which of course I have the Govee lights, and since I'm not actually using a journal, it would just kind of fuck me up a little bit as far as the camera goes. But a cup full of pens and writing utensils. I do have, of course, pens lying around that are just scattered across my desk and whatnot. And then I also got a little gas station style snack. I was gonna get some local chips, and then I realized that they would be local to the Pacific Northwest and not Ohio, and so I didn't do that. I was gonna get like some Tim's Cascade chips. I will also point out the hat that I ended up grabbing for the sake of like a truck or gas station vibe is a hat that has the Oregon fucking, like, you can kind of see it, this outline of the state of Oregon on it, so we're gonna turn it around also so that way I can actually use my headphones. But I will still be able to talk to you guys during this. I will do my best to only do so with regards to the actual game, but you can talk amongst yourselves as much as you wish. And beyond that, I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the game itself. And without further ado, I'm gonna drop the content warnings in here one more time, so just be aware of that. And then here is the link to the Kickstarter one more time. If you guys are all set to go, let's hop into it. Before we get into the game proper, I do need to come up with my actual character. And this is something that I want your guys' help with. More time clocks as the purple bag Doritos are goated. They're not the worst. Now, I do need, for example, a character name. Does anyone have any suggestions? People are talking about Buc-ee's. I had to be told what Buc-ee's is. Geronimo? Julia, Grace, Steve. I kind of like Grace Rustable, actually. I feel like that gives a very strongly contrasting vibe. Gentle Them Evil says, what is this? We're playing a solo horror journaling RPG here today. This is a sponsored stream run by the lovely folks over the darkness at the Brink of Ohio, and my friend Banana Chan. So let's go ahead with Daisy. Sachi says not Ohio. Pronouns. I do kind of want to stick to what I am, so we're going to go with she, her. And how old am I? How old is Daisy, the gas station attendant? Not old enough to know better than to fucking be in Ohio, I guess. Hi, Badash. Welcome in. 20? 20 is not bad. 2023 gives, like, interim, like, want to move on to something better vibes, but I'm stuck here in the meantime. Early 20s or late 60s. I feel like we could do early 20s. 23 sounds good. Let's do 23. I need to get rid of this semi-Valley Girl Pacific Northwest accent. I don't know what an accent from Ohio sounds like. Someone said 56. Oh, God. Now, we're going to get a bit more into Daisy's life here. Or not Daisy. Grace. I meant to put Grace. Why the hell did I put Daisy? I think it was because I literally just saw one of Daisy Kurtwise's posts right before this. Grace. If you become a gas station attendant, or before, Someone said gargle gravel and you'll have the accent. Try your best Ohio accent. I don't think I've ever genuinely met that many people from Ohio, and so I couldn't tell you what the accent is like. I also need to have this in frame somewhere. No, I don't want to balance it on them. Yeah, that's perfect. Or actually, yeah, setting up the space. Okay, now, Marathon says we are despondent about our lot in life. What should we do about what we did before this? 23 is still pretty young. That's like fresh out of college, so I imagine she would have failed at something. Hey, young pilot boy, thank you so much for the $10 tip. That's very sweet of you. So maybe she went to a community college or something and attempted to maybe should have done something else with her life and tried it and failed and is convincing herself that a gas station attendant is just a like temporary thing in life. So if we go to this next one, why'd you become a gas station attendant? I failed, and I'm going to put these in bold so you guys can read them. I failed at my first calling. I need to zoom in on this a little bit. Let's do perfect. I failed at my first calling. See above. Oh, had to drop out because she needed to take care of an injured relative is a really good one. So wait, I was forced to drop out of college. Who would be the loved one? An injured relative. What kind of relative are we thinking? Like immediate? Brother? Aunt? Uncle? Granny? Mom or dad? We have 2 votes for mother. So let's do that. I was forced to drop out of college in order to take care of my mother as she battled sickness. And keeping it vague, I feel like, is a better theme for this sort of vibe. 5th removed cousin. Now, before I became a gas station attendant, what was I studying? Someone said art major. I was studying art. Theater? What happened to your father? That is a very good question. My father wasn't around since he left us when I was young. Well, we won't make it so that he's dead, but we'll make it so he blatantly doesn't care. Daddy issues? What daddy issues? Now, we can say I was studying art. Do we want to say like full on like art major or like art history? What are we thinking? He went out for cigarettes. That seems like a very Ohio thing to do. No one smokes around here. Not cigarettes. We smoke weed. Okay. Dad went out to the very gas station she works at to buy cigarettes and never came back. Make her smart and look for a break like a math girly. Art major? Art major photography. Photography is a very good one, and I'll tell you guys why in a second. I was studying the arts, specifically photography, in order to become what sort of photographer? We'll say a wildlife photographer. However, I worked the gas station on the side through college, and eventually left school and turned to it for more hours. What's the worst thing that has ever happened to you at work at the gas station? Kashka says Papa needs some chew and not temper to be seen again. Cleaning the bathrooms. So much Fish says photography/journalism seems very appropriate for this game. That's true. So I'll get to why this photo is here in a sec. You guys will have noticed it's a very important part of the setup and the layout for this game. So we could say cleaning the bathrooms. We could say something happened while I was cleaning the bathrooms. Saw someone take a bath using the gas hose. That is actually, so I will say, no holds barred. We could say something that is inherently horrifying. So maybe there was some sort of accident that resulted in an injury or several injuries, or something that should have resulted in maybe like a new policy that we had at the gas station, but we never implemented it, and I'm still salty about it. Self-immolation is that's a good one. Watching someone self-immolate. They didn't pass away, but they survived with such bad burns that they became unrecognizable. I shouldn't have added self-harm to the content warning, but since I didn't, I'll just scroll past that real fast. Now, what would you rather be doing? Wartime Guac says, holy shit, Diana, hopefully your character has a good therapist. Something tells me working in a gas station in Ohio doesn't provide the best benefits when it comes to therapy, but we'll find out the hard way. I will also say, as part of this, and I took a sneak peek at the very end instructions for this game, and one of the end instructions is, hey, if you can, after you play this game, talk to a friend, talk to a family member, talk to a therapist. So, like, we're in it. Big Gamer says, I'm starting to question a lot of our mindsets. Are all humans prone to dark and dangerous thoughts, or is it just me? Not all humans prone to dark and dangerous thoughts, but the fear of the unknown and the fear of what could be in darkness, or, you know, either literal darkness or the darkness within other people, is a very real thing that you can explore through games like this. All right, Desmond said, just got off the phone fighting California's tax board. What have I joined into? We are playing The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio, which is an up-and-coming game. I will say, this is early access. This doesn't exist yet. So we are playing, and I should have made that more clear at the beginning too. Everything that you're seeing is more or less a work in progress, as far as I'm aware. And so and it's really fucking good for a work in progress. So we're getting into it. Okay, so we could say, what would you rather be doing? I would rather be living somewhere else. I'd rather be living... Where's a good place for a wildlife photographer? I want to say Pacific Northwest, but obviously I'm biased. So we could say... What are we thinking? Montana? What's out in Montana that a wildlife photographer would want to see? Alaska's a very good one. Up in Alaska, because someone who lived in the United States their whole life and grew up in like the Midwest and Ohio probably would be super hesitant to leave, you know, the country, but they want to go somewhere remote within the country to pursue their dream. So living up in Alaska, taking photos of wildlife up there and working in the off season in the fishing industry. Anything to get out of Akron. Now, why do you think it's too late for you to change jobs in your career? I think the easy answer to this is just finances. After leaving college for the sake of my mother and having to deal with the ensuing medical bills, my finances are entirely gone. And I have no experience. That's a very good one, Slimo Jellyfish. No experience outside of the gas station to work with. I am stuck. What kind of stories do you write about when you're sitting alone in the dark building? So my character, Grace, would be a journaler. That's part of it, is she likes to journal. Did we specify what her mother was suffering from, says Wartime Guac? No, I feel like leaving it open to interpretation kind of provides more of an avenue for people. And this is a very good horror thing, right? Providing an avenue for people to see a bit of themselves in whatever is going on is part of it. And part of horror. Marathon says money trap. Too poor to quit, too poor to stay. Exactly. Now, what kind of stories do you write about? I would say... What do we think? Would it be... Let's focus on theme, maybe. So much Jellyfish says I would write fantasy stories when I'm not a gas station attendant, but a stable hand at a well-traveled inn. Yeah, exactly. So something along the lines of, I feel like saying that she writes horror and experiences horror is a little bit too much of a gimme. Cash Cow says you can write about the observation of life and escapism. So escapism is kind of the direction I was heading at. Real Positive Gaming says, what system is this game running as? There's no specific system. It is a solo journaling RPG. No dice, just you, your thoughts, and your best friend over the radio. And so, what kind of stories you write about? So we could say like escapism, and she would probably be a pretty good journaler or an author. Questionable anthropomorphized romance novelettes, says Silver Jellyfish. We'll say stories about worlds beyond our own, which are inspired by the brief glimpses of the lives of the people who pass through the gas station. What I see of them, where they're going, where they're from, all of it. But in a different world. And I'll emphasize that they're short stories, because she only sees small glimpses of people who pass through her gas station, right? Who said Warhammer 40k smut? God damn it. Desmond said, the friend on the radio, is that like an actual friend you have to round up for this, or are they built into the game? Nope, that is built into the game. That is, we'll get an introduction here soon. But this is a game that you can play entirely by yourself. So it's me and you, audience. Now, part of this game is having a photo that you keep at your side. Per the game, you're supposed to print it out and keep it in front of you, like on your desk, along with the clock set to 3 a.m. But since this is adapted so you guys can take part in it, I've just slapped up the photo that I chose over on the overlay here. So that's what's down here is the picture that I chose. You get 3 different options. Each role in the game gets 3 different ones. And they're all a little fucked up. I will say the earlier versions of this game were less fucked up than this. But these were the 3 options. I went with this one. And then it asks, why do you keep that photo by the register? In game, why would Grace want this picture around? We can say it was left behind. Banana Chan says I definitely made them more fucked up. I thought so. But yeah, Slim Jellyfish says creepy angel-like creatures and strange shadow tendrils overhead. That's why Diana chose it for sure, is because the angel figures that come out of the carousel are uncanny. We talked about the uncanny valley last time a little bit. And also fucking creepy when you think of the fact that they're angels. There's like religious things tied in there, religious themes. But why would Grace keep it? Benboss says, did you just address yourself in the third person? So this is a role-playing game, so we are getting into character here. And pretty much as soon as I hit play on that radio, we are going to fully dive into it. To remind her that the world is not as mundane as it appears, that there's wonder and mystery in the world. It was left behind by a person who was passing through from California. No, I don't want to say we know who it was from, because we wouldn't. Through the angels overhead, the flashing lights, and the, we'll say, briefcase. Can't even make out what the photo is. There's a better one down here, and I can make it bigger if you guys need. But they're all kind of like that. Last photo of their dad. Oh, shit. Wait, that's even better. Is that allowed? Yeah, this is the last photo I have of my father. And she uses the word father specifically. Thanks, Banana. Yay. Yeah, she uses the word father specifically as opposed to dad to distance herself. And she originally did it because she doesn't like her dad. Her dad distanced himself from her, so she feels like she needs to reciprocate in a way. She does it for her mother as well, because not because her mother abandoned her, but because her mother's state is deteriorated to the point where she feels like she can no longer relate to her mom in the mom sort of way. So, last photo I have of my father from when I was 10 or 11. We'd been visiting a carousel, and I'm going to say it's on the beach somewhere during a trip to the coast. I don't remember it being so blurred, though. All right. Someone Jellyfish says, does she believe that this photo is real or some strange artifacting of an older style camera? She doesn't remember it being like that when it was first taken or when she first acquired it, but we can say that something happened over time. Or maybe last night? Like tonight? In any case, we're going to move on. So there are, like I said, 2 other versions of this game. Hamasama-kun has done one, and D&D Imposter is going to do another. Since I'm playing the role of a gas station attendant, my playthrough is going to be different than theirs, and my interpretation is going to be different than theirs. So I highly recommend checking theirs out if you want to see the other perspectives, or if you want to save it for yourself and just keep an eye on the Kickstarter and play along later on down the road when it releases. It's up to you guys. Sterling wants me to hydrate and do posture check. I'll be doing my best to pay attention to the... I did turn off all of the D20s and the tarot deck readings for this particular stream, so that way I can focus in on the game and stay in character. I will still do posture checks, hydrates, things like that as best as I can remember. I probably just won't call them out because I don't want to interrupt. But you guys are going to be playing along with me, so if we're all set, let's get started. The text in bold are instructions for you as a player to follow. The unbolded text is story that happens to your character. That is a very important distinction. The difference between a player and a character is something you learn early on in TTRPGs. So anything that happens to the player is to me. Anything that happens to the character is to Grace. Italicized text are questions for you to answer. Now, before you begin the soundtrack, read through the text and answer the questions. It's a night like any other night during your shift. Uneventful. You work alone in this gas station, hoping that no one will come in this late at night. No one will come in this late at night, rather. There are 3 types of people who go to a gas station at this hour. People who are headed to their morning shift, people who are passing through to the next state, or people who are looking for trouble. You hope to never encounter the latter. Your favorite show on the radio is Devil's Hour with DJ Mike. It almost feels like you know him by now, as if you're friends. He's the only other person who keeps you company while you're at the register, waiting for someone to help with a sticky credit card reader on one of the gas pumps. You keep a private journal at work. This is your outlet. It's the one thing that makes you feel productive during these late nights. One time you even logged all the different flavor combinations that you could make using the Freezy machine. Okay, to be fair, that is a very... I would do that. As you take a sip of your beverage, you gear up for the rest of your night with the sound of DJ Mike to keep you company. You don't know that tonight you are about to lose yourself. Now, I need to answer these questions in character as if I'm writing in a private journal. Why do I like working late nights alone? And you guys can still provide input on any of these if you wish. Why do I like working late nights? I feel like I enjoy solitude. Anytime I'm around people, it just tends to bring trouble. And the quiet. People, historically, only ever bring trouble. Even DJ Mike, for his part, is kept at bay on the other side of the radio. Other than that, it's just me, and I like it that way. Someone says there's something comforting about not being seen, about hiding from something. That's a very good one as well. What do you look forward to the most during these shifts? The types of people who pass through at this hour are some of the most interesting I've ever met. They provide fantastic nuclei for my stories, we'll say. Kashko says, you enjoy the silence of the night, and the people that come through tend to be as interesting as their stories. Indeed. Who or what do you miss when you're at work? That's a good one. What are your thoughts? And my chat is a little lagged, so I'm sorry if I don't see it immediately, but... I would say What's a good thing to miss? She can't be a total loner. Someone says sunlight. Innocence of childhood. Oh. Innocence is a good one. But like more in the fact that she wouldn't be surrounded by people her age at this point. Spending time with her mom is a gimme. Strange lighting at the gas station makes you question what you see sometimes. It's part of the intrigue of working late at night. Ooh. We'll say... But we're thinking more like something that you would miss that you don't have at work. So we could say like, what do I miss? I miss being around people my own age. Or I miss seeing glimpses of youth and innocence. People who come through at this time are usually quite old, quite a bit older, and there are almost no kids running around buying candy. Nothing to remind me of what life used to be like. She's very sentimental. Now, what's your favorite food to snack on from the gas station? I'm going to answer this one on your guys' behalf. Doritos. Just the normal ones. She's going to have a hot take here. I don't like the Cool Ranch flavor. That is not true. The Dining of the Rose industry and LLC actually really enjoys Cool Ranch. This is just a game, just to remind you. We're just playing a game here, folks. I'm going to open these up, though, because this is dinner. What does she think of the purple ones? I don't think she's had them. She lives in Ohio. She's not very adventurous. Or she's been trained out of being adventurous. Okay. Let's go.
Hiya, listener. My name is DJ Mike. I'm a late-night radio DJ who's been on the air for a few years now in Akron, Ohio. A lot of folks around town know me. Hell, you've probably heard me chatting with your favorite celebrity rock stars. But enough about me. I want to hear about you. Before we get started with the game, I have some questions I'll need you to answer. If you need time to think, please remember to pause the soundtrack. On to the questions. You first heard me on the radio when you were going through a hard time. What was that time? I'll give you some time to write down your answer or say it out loud.
We'll do both here, but I think the easy answer is we probably first met him when we were trying to figure out whether or not it would make sense financially to drop out of college. So we'll type this down. I probably wouldn't have done very well and survived off of most of the gas station. My audio is very low. Let me do this. Is that better? I can also turn my gain up a little bit. I might have the old version of the soundtrack. Oh, really? Do you want me to switch it out real fast? It'll be easy.
Now, for the next...
Let me go to your Discord. The one that's labeled this soundtrack almost final. Okay. Switch that out. Download. Cool. Hang tight. Nothing ever happens without Literally, not a single stream I will ever do will be flawless. Okay, perfect. Let me switch it out. Trash that. Add a new file. Thank God. Here we go. Okay, perfect. I might have to restart it. But that's okay. Everyone, take a sec. Grab some water. Chill out.
Hiya, listener. My name is DJ Mike. I'm a late-night radio DJ who's been on the air for a few years now in Akron, Ohio. A lot of folks around town know me. Hell, you've probably heard me chatting with your favorite celebrity rock stars. But enough about me. I want to hear about you. Before we get started with the game, I have some questions I'll need you to answer. If you need time to think, please remember to pause the soundtrack. On to the questions. You first heard me on the radio when you were going through a hard time. What was that time? I'll give you some time to write down your answer or say it out loud.
All right. Easy enough. How is the volume going, by the way? It's good? Okay, perfect. Can you guys still hear the background track, the little spacey 2001 Space Odyssey vibes? And is my gain up too high, or should I turn myself up? Amazing. Thank you guys. You guys are wonderful. And then I will also say that this will be made available on YouTube afterwards, if I'm allowed. If not mine, probably Bananas. The gain is a little high. We'll adjust that back down. How does that work? Okay. I also saw we had a breathe routine. The fact that Diana in real life lives off of basically a major road is
Now, for the next question.
Suiting.
Why do you enjoy listening to me? Again, I'll give you some time to write down your answer or say it out loud.
I'd say I'm a big fan of DJ Mike because never asks anything of me. And is a friendly, welcoming personality without ever making demands in turn. Other than that, I just listen. Someone says, drinking an energy drink while playing a horror game, very brave. Not sponsored. The monster isn't the sponsor. Darkness at the Brink of Ohio is. Someone says, relax those shoulders. They're just naturally squared. Also, the voice acting for this is great. Yeah, I will, at the very end, we'll go back around.
Question.
Give credit.
What do you think I'll save you from?
God, that's a loaded question. I'd say loneliness. I don't know if that's how you spell it. It's not. That's okay. In real life, this would be a journal. Loneliness and isolation in a world where everyone is moving around me and expecting to bend to them. Their whims and wills and wants. At the same time, I want to be left alone, but I want to be left alone by people who want something from me. I want someone who will hang out with me and not ask me to be okay with them suddenly leaving my life.
You will be listening to my show. When you reach a point where music is playing, you will spend that time responding to the questions in the book. Like before, if you need more time to write your answers, Remember to pause the soundtrack and finish your writing before pressing play again. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you. Now, on with the show.
Brink Fest, the biggest indie music festival in Akron, Ohio, is only a few weeks away. Don't forget to get your VIP tickets to meet all your favorite bands, like Don't Do It Neil and Buckeye Buttercup. Sign up for that VIP experience today on the 106.6 The Brink website. Sponsored by Infernal Brewery and presented by IBS. Drink responsibly.
It's 3 a.m. and it's time for
The Devil's Hour.
My name is Mike, and I'm here in the studio hanging out with all of you night owls. Maybe some of you are getting home from a party, maybe had a few too many to drink, maybe you're going home with someone new. Whatever it is, I'm here with you at this late hour. We have some late night trivia tonight. Callers will have a chance to win one VIP ticket to the Brink Fest. You'll get to hang out with the bands backstage, enjoy the open bar sponsored by Infernal Brewery, and of course, spend the evening with me. Give us a call at the studio at 330 and keep your friend Mike company. Maybe even win a ticket to Brink Fest. As we wait for the callers to roll in, let's get into our first song of the night, Time in Three Phases by Team Callahan.
A man sits down next to me, throws his back.
Banana Chan says DJ Mike is played by Aaron Catano Saez, and the bumper VO is from That Bronze Girl, also known as Jasmine Bueller. Okay. Note the date that you started work today. Man. I mean, today's date would be, what day is it? 20... Time is a soup, give me a break. It's 23rd. So we'll say 23rd of April, 2024. Can you tell I work in pharma? Now, someone works for... Actually, no. Grace wouldn't have. April 23rd, 2024 would be the way that she would do it. Someone paid for gas earlier using cash. Your boss told you to record any cash transactions in the book. You prefer noting things down in your private journal first and then putting it into books later. Now, note the current time and how much cash was paid. I did start the time a little late, but we'll say like 3 or 4 a.m. And I don't know what gas prices are like in Ohio. Diana doesn't know what gas prices are like in Ohio. But we'll say that someone just kind of had a rough time of things. Hello, Emily. We'll say that they spent 35, 50, 53 on gas, regular. Who do you hope will one day read your private journal? I kind of hope my dad reads it. Kind of hope my father reads it. It's the latest in a long line of journals. And so they go back a long ways and describe my thoughts on him ever since he left. I deserve to have my voice heard on a decision that was made without me. Who said I need to go to Iowa? Goodness. Why do you look forward to this radio show? I have a relaxed taste in music. And so I like it when they play pretty much anything. Plus, the callers can be just as interesting as the people passing outside. You hear something tap against a window. It turns out it's just a mourning dove. If you don't know what a mourning dove is, they're kind of like functionally pigeons, but they look a little different. It flies away as soon as you notice it. Why is it strange that a dove would be flying around here? I learned enough about animals before leaving college to know that it's wildly unusual for doves to be flying around at this time of night. I think I can count on one hand how many of them are. How many mourning doves in particular I've ever seen. Particular I've seen around here. There's no good place to nest. Do you think you're good enough at trivia that you could win VIP tickets, a VIP ticket to Brinkfest? At this point, probably not. But it would be worth a shot. For the sake of the fact that going to Brinkfest alone would be a nice change in my day-to-day. Good change of pace. I wouldn't be able to afford it otherwise. I'm intelligent, but not intelligent enough for that. Have some time left, enjoy the rest of the song. I do really enjoy the pacing of this game. That you can kind of like step away and step back as you need to, that the music's actually good. Jellyfish says, Grace might know enough random factoids. I spent hours on Wikipedia when I was on nights. That's fair. But she wouldn't think so. She wasn't smart enough to get into college on scholarship. I wasn't smart enough to get into college on scholarship. Otherwise, the idea of leaving wouldn't have ever been an issue. She's got her Doritos to keep her company now. I will point out the little image in the bottom of the overlay of the man. That is the character art for the gas station attendant character. Of course, this is Grace. She can look however I want her to, but there are other versions for different characters and different roles. So the lab technician and yeah, everyone is different. Someone says, just a girl in her basic bag of Doritos. I like them. Leave me alone. Although choosing Doritos for this game was probably a bad choice given how much touching I have to do with my, keyboard, but regardless. Part of me wanted to do this game analog, where I just had a journal and a camera pointed down at it so you guys could actually see, but I have garbage handwriting. So. Someone says eat them with chopsticks like people do with Cheetos. I find that to be offensive to Doritos. Myself and Grace. Do we have any favorite music genres in chat? Submit your votes now because I want to judge you guys while I'm vibing. one says you're just casually drinking Monster at night. As a gas station attendant, I gotta stay awake somehow. In case I run into the third type of person who swings by late at night and wants to start trouble. A lot of emo and alt and pop and rock. Pop rap, jazz.
You just heard Time in 3 Phases by Team Callahan. They're going to be at Brink Fest in a few weeks, so remember to get those tickets now before they're all sold out. If you're just joining us, my name is Mike, your wonderful DJ and host for the evening. It's trivia night tonight, and callers get a chance to win 1 VIP ticket to the festival to spend the night with me. And it looks like we have our first caller. Hi, you're live on the air.
Hello?
Hey there, you're live on the Brink. What's your name?
Oh, wow. Yeah, my name's Kid. I'm a huge fan of the show.
It's great to meet you, Keen. You ready for your trivia questions for a chance to win a VIP ticket?
Fuck yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah.
All right. I'll have to remind you that even though we are playing a late night show, we do have to keep the cursing to a minimum for our international listeners.
Shit.
Right. Yeah, sorry.
Your first question is, what is the largest animal in the world?
A lion?
Next question, what's the small piece on the end of a shoelace called?
Aglet.
Pass.
Last question, what kind of bulbs were used as currency at one point in history?
Oh, tulips.
Did you look that last one up?
Yeah, I did.
That hesitation in your voice gave it away. How do you think you did?
Not good.
Let's take a look and see if you won. Drum roll, please. Unfortunately, you did not win the VIP tickets. But you do get a chance to tell the world your name and that you did not survive
Devil's Hour Trivia.
My name is Kid, and I did not survive Devil's Hour Trivia.
Thank you for calling. Our next song is Treason by Don't Do It Neil.
Love Don't Do It, Neil. Okay. You find some cash under the cash register. Note the current time and how much cash there was. Let's see.
Oh my God, I wish I could hurt you, but in this life, I'll never be.
I can't imagine there'd be too much.
But in another life,
But maybe $4.
another me, and when we fall in love,
Easy enough, just 4 singular dollar bills kind of wrapped into them. Why did the caller who answered trivia questions remind you of someone in your family? The voice reminds me of someone I know in real life. Cash cost is $287.36 underneath, just stuffed in under the cash register. The caller who answered trivia questions reminds me of my cousin. I'll call him Miller. My cousin Miller had a similar voice, but I haven't heard it in a while. I last saw him when I was like 12, since he's on my dad's side of the family. What does this current song remind you of? Back when I was in college, during freshman year, I was invited out to a small concert, say festival, with some folks from a less popular major. Major in the liberal arts college. Some of the openers got a bit weird with it. I ended up only staying for one day of the festival. And not talking to those guys a whole lot afterwards. But we still pass each other around town every now and then. And do the little tight lip smile and nod. Grace is very self-aware. Why does listening to DJ Mike feel like you're with a friend sometimes? It's hard to make friends. Sorry, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to spelling. In this field, which I use lightly here because it's not what I consider to be any sort of specialty, especially working shifts like this. The bar is in hell. Good Girl Strike says because she's a parasocial connection too. She's been listening for a while. Cashcon says because it never feels like he's hiding secrets from me and he doesn't ask me for mine. He lets me just feel what I'm feeling. That's a very good point too. Appears to be keeping secrets or hidden opinions. We both just exist. Someone said the hat is giving frat boy vibes. Stole it off a guy I slept with one time. No longer around town. He got out. Weedy Potter said, so it is indeed a frat boy hat. Rackaberry says, even got it like a frat boy.
I've given away my dreams, held on to my nightmares to keep you away from me. Oh my God, I wish I could hurt you, but in this life I'll never be as cruel, but in another life you'll meet another me, and when we fall in love, girl, I'll be your tree love and break you to pieces. I'll be your tree love, break you to pieces. I'll be your tree love.
Banana Chan says, two of the musicians in the soundtrack are also tabletop game designers. Banana, was the voice actor for the first Color who I thought it was?
In this life, you treat me like a dog, drag me around.
It wasn't Danny, was it? Doing a really nasally voice? Because I know he's in here somewhere. It was. Fucking love Danny.
You make me want to
Lament says, I don't know why I use that voice. It's solid. I mean, reminds me of my cousin. Cousin Miller had a similar voice that I've heard in a while. It's on music. Well, since he's on my dad's side of the family. Well, all I know, he managed to grow out of it. Doesn't sound like a college ago. Asha says there's the occasional background noise that sounds like someone talking just behind me and it has me looking over my shoulder. Oh, it's giving me the same vibe as the carnival type music that would be along with this carousel down here. I'm just staring at it now.
Tired of hearing the same 11 hit songs? Well, you're at the right place because we're not like those other radio stations. You're listening to 106.6 The Brink.
You just heard Treason by Don't Do It Neil. Hope your night is going well and it's not full of treachery. For those of you who are just joining us now, I'm Mike and we're doing
Devil's Hour Trivia.
The lucky winner will get one VIP ticket to Brinkfest. Afterwards, maybe we can spend the night going through all of our weird tracks like the one you just heard. The number to dial is 330. Again, that's 330. It looks like we have another caller.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm Grindle, and I love you, Mike. I listen to your show every night.
You must stay up pretty late for work then, Grendel.
Oh, no, I don't sleep
Relatable.
much. I wake up early just to listen to you talk.
Well, thank you for being an avid listener. You ready for your trivia questions?
Yeah.
Your first question is, what is the largest animal in the world?
A blue whale is the largest animal in the world. But it's actually second to your...
Next question. What's the small piece on the end of a shoelace called?
Aglet.
Last question. What kind of bulbs were used as currency at one point in history?
Oh, God, I don't know. Light bulbs?
Time's up. How do you think you did?
I think I did okay. Thanks to you, Mike.
Unfortunately, you did not win the VIP tickets.
His confidence
I'm
is
just
there,
happy I got
though.
to talk to you. You know, ever since I first heard you, I thought to myself, me and Mike, we have a connection. A bond.
Thank you. Please tell the world your name and that you did not survive Devil's Hour Trivia.
Don't you agree? Don't you think we have something? I love you.
I'm flattered, but let's keep it moving.
I want to lick your...
Thank you for calling. Unfortunately, it seems like the lines are a little finicky today. Luckily, we have our next song lined up, and it's called... Oh, it looks like it's untitled. And no band name. But that's what we're all about, supporting the indie artists here at 106.6 The Brink. Here we have Untitled Track from Unknown Band.
Kind of them. Wonder if it's any good. So much says the indie urge to start a band called Unknown Artist and release a song called Untitled Track. It's the one from the trailer. I actually do like this one. Also, hello to Swordplay and Sorcery. Thank you for raiding with a party of 4. We are currently deep in a solo journaling RPG known as The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. You guys can listen in and join along. Alright. It says you don't find any other cash, but you do find an open bottle of soda that someone left in the aisles for you to clean up. Is this worth noting in your journal? And if so, write it down. Simply, yeah. Someone left an open, half-drunk bottle of Fanta next to the candy. Why did the caller who answered the trivia questions remind you of your friends? They seemed to be a bit desperate for connection. Bolt Dweller says the music is so good. I do love this one. Hello to all the raiders. Good to see you guys. Weedy Potter said it's giving lo-fi beats vibes. It is! It is, and I love it. So much of it says need to note that inventory for store losses. Oh yeah, I would an inventory for my journal though. I would unironically listen to this any day. Alright, they seem to be a bit desperate for connection and not sure what a healthy boundary is. I knew a guy like that once. Frat dude. Slept with him ages ago. And even though he wanted something more, it wasn't of interest to me. So I snagged his hat with an outline of Oregon on it and called it good. He moved on from me. Noster says, is the game developer the sponsor of the stream? They are! We're looking at Banana-chan, who is currently in chat right now, answering questions for you guys. Don't forget to drop a follow on TikTok, Twitter, everywhere else. Then if you want to keep up with the game itself, yeah, there they are. You can check out the Kickstarter over here. I love it when sponsors actually pop in and talk to the audience. So, an absolutely amazing resource. Why do you think you and DJ Mike would be friends in real life? We're both very... We have something in common with how we interact with people, I would say. In that... What's a good answer here? He's cool. We're both very careful in how we interact with people. We've decided it best to only show people... Oh. I don't know if I'd say that. We try and... We know how to keep them at bay when we want. When we need to. Although he is better at the boundaries thing than I am. Seems like. Hello to everyone over at Grimwood Games! Thank you so much for raiding in. You've popped into the middle of a gameplay for The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio, which is a solo journaling RPG that I've sat around and adapted to a Twitch stream for you guys' viewing, listening pleasure. Joining me and DJ Mike over here. I will also say, now's a good time to remind everyone of the content warnings. Just as a heads up, this is a horror game. Horror. Look at the photo by the register. This guy right here. You notice something that you've never noticed before. What do you see? It seems like the carousel is inside somewhere. And just how many lights there are and layers. I can totally duck into the cluster chart. And the angels might be in a mall. I don't remember when this picture was taken. I was too young or maybe too occupied with everything going on between my parents. So I never noticed before that the carousel appears to be inside a building. Seems claustrophobic. And loud. Why does this song feel familiar? People are saying it looks like it might be at a mall. And odd that no one is riding it. That is a very good point. I did not notice that. But it's gotta be moving. It's blurred. Weedy Potter said plot twist, DJ Mike is actually DJ Banana Chan. Banana Chan says it's true. It sounds like windshield wipers on a rainy night. And S. Holland, or Sholland, says is that an angel of some sort in the top left. No, I'm on the top right of the screen. Sorry. Yeah. So the carousel looks like it has, like, some haunted-ass shit. So. It sounds like the type of music that I encountered at a retro arcade one time on a cheap date. Slightly broken with time.
Oh, wow, that was definitely something. You just heard Untitled Track by Unknown Band. What a spooky little number. If you're calling me tonight for Devil's Hour Trivia, you might be able to win a VIP ticket to Brink Fest. The number to dial is 330.
Lionheart said, what's that horror board game she posted called?
Again, that's
the one we're playing right now is The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. There was one I posted a long time ago that was Tainted Grail, which was like the actual
we have
board
another
game on
caller. Hi, you're live on the air.
Hello.
Hello there. Can you tell me your name?
I don't think you're ready for it yet.
Okay then. Well, are you ready for your trivia questions?
That depends if you are, Mike.
I guess I have to be. Your first question is, what is the largest animal in the world?
Are you happy with the little bit of attention you're getting from your fans?
I'm the one asking the questions. Next, what's the small piece on the end of a shoelace called?
Do you think you'll ever find the success that you desire by spending time with washed-up rock stars who can't even remember your name?
Buddy, answer the question. What kind of bulbs were used as currency at one point in history?
Did your life turn out the way that you wanted it to?
Listen, you can't do this when we're live.
Your transformation has already begun.
A lot of weirdos out tonight, huh? Probably a full moon or something. Watch out for those werewolves and zombies, folks. Let's get on to the next song. Here's Got That by Omar Starr.
Omar Starr sounds nice, at least. Alright. You step in something sticky when you go to refill the straws by the soda machine. It could have been from the kids who were playing with the machine earlier. Is this worth noting in your journal? And if so, write it down. I would say no. Something that's sticky is a little bit of less interest. to me. Just an inconvenience. Probably didn't mean it. The bottle from earlier was intentional, though. You have to go out of your way to be that kind of asshole. Wartime Guac says fucking punk kids. Also, Slow-Mo Jellyfish says it looks like cherry soda syrup. It's probably fine. I think after my analysis of all the potential flavor combinations of sodas and freezies, I'd argue that's probably like a 6.5 out of 10. People have theories in the chat. As Holland said, I would have wrote something about not wanting kids. That's a fair analysis. There are also, for those who are new here, who popped in midway through, there are 2 other routes to play this game. 2 other, like, starting characters that you can choose. So there's still some replayability there, different questions to answer if you decide to play it yourself. And if you do, the Kickstarter's over here. The light flickers overhead. When you go to get the ladder to change out the bulb, it goes back to being on again. Is this worth noting in your journal? And if so, write it down. I'd say so. The light above the register began to flicker a bit, but seems to be okay now. Which is a bit annoying, given that I had to move 3 boxes of of cups and snacks out of the way to get the ladder out. She's a bit jaded about having to do things for other people, especially when it's fruitless. So much Jellyfish says, depending on how this plays out, you might be able to replay the same route with different character styles. Indeed. I wish it was less light outside. It's a little bit less of a vibe. Should have moved my stream to the middle of the night for this. But I appreciate all y'all hanging out with me and Mike. Why did the last caller on the radio remind you of someone you know? A therapist. Family therapy was never my thing. I figured, if anything, I wasn't the one who needed it. The guy who needed it ran off. But that didn't stop the therapist from asking endless questions about me, my motivations, my dreams, and asking for a plan on how I was going to get there. But in the end, the plan didn't matter. It had to bend to someone else's. So much Jellyfish says sounds like a shitty therapist, so yeah, checks out. It amazes me how many therapists really don't know what the fuck they're doing. But also, there's a scale. Wartime Glock says it's pitch dark here and I'm amped up. Yeah, if you guys aren't already in a lightless room with a monster and Doritos, highly recommend it. It's a vibe. Make you feel so much better now. You don't play games when you're better now. I'll make it cozy. I'm from the south. I caught you hoping I come around. Ken Totally Dunk says, I hope to God it doesn't remind you of someone you know. I mean, everyone gets a little bit too intrusive sometimes. Happens. And everyone thinks they know best. Someone Jellyfish says, don't ask me about my plans. I don't plan. And now I have anxiety. Weedy Potter says, will a monster and pretzels work? Yeah, salty enough. What do you think you and DJ Mike could spend the day doing, if given the chance? I think if we could, sneaking around somewhere, people watching, but somewhere that we couldn't. They couldn't watch us. That makes sense. Cashcow said I have the light set to 10% right now. Also, Banana Chan says, Omar Starr is also a tabletop game designer if folks are interested in their board games. Amazing. So much Jellyfish says, I definitely know a creepy, overbearing friend type that I'm reminded of, thankfully from my past. Also, Wartime Guac says, Diana's literally a 2013 COD player with a Doritos and Monster. All she's missing is some holes in her drywall. We can fix that. But Kashka says, existing together somewhere, allowing the world to pass us by. Exactly. There's an abandoned rooftop from an old run-down building down the road. It's easy to climb up to the top and watch people who are passing down below. But unlike here, behind the counter, they can't easily see back. It's like a zoo. Feel like Mike would appreciate it. Oh yeah, sorry, the Discord link is
See, I'm dragging my feet on this beat, but the flame is eternal. My name is a perfect example of danger. The range that I cook on is rich with the wisdom of crystals.
I haven't set up the command yet.
Lost in the shadows, drink coffee to battle with courage and metal. Not hating, just wishing you well as I.
Thornblade says, dang it, Diana's sleeping in the drop for the Discord link. The Discord is a day old. Give me a break here. The gas station feels brighter than usual. Probably a side effect of DJ Mike's friendship extending through the airwaves. Even as you try hard to stay awake in the only business that's open for miles, it's almost as if he's here with you. The monster helps with the staying awake part. Someone said Diana of the Kyle. Fuck you guys, I'm gonna turn the hat back around. Someone said the song is fire. Banana, if you're still here, can I post that link that you sent me, or is that a unlisted link? Like, is that the one that you're referring to when it comes to everything available for free on YouTube? Sick. So for those who were asking earlier where they can find the music and everything like that, the game's entire soundtrack is available here for free. So you can listen along or return to it later.
Ready to rock out with the biggest indie names like Don't Do It Neil and Buckeye Buttercup? Come join us in Akron for Brink Fest. VIPs can spend all night with their favorite DJ Mike while double fisting beer from Infernal Brewery. Infernal Brewery, Ohio's own ring of hell. Drink responsibly.
Hi everyone, it's still Devil's Hour, and I'm here trying to give away these VIP tickets to Brinkfest. It's been a pretty long night already, so please do me the favor of not being creepy when you call. See who our next caller is. Hello? Hello? You there? Hello? Sounds like we have a problem with the lines.
I will consume you.
Listen, buddy, I don't know what the fuck you're playing at, but you can't do this on the air. All right, we're going to move on to the next song. We have a track called Pinch Me to Kill by Dr. Paranoid. Enjoy.
Dr. Who? Bennett says, I think Aaron, the voice actor for DJ Mike, is here in chat too. And Aaron, of course, Aaron Kitano Sayas, if I'm pronouncing that right, I cannot tell, did in fact say hello. So everyone say hi. The lead voice actor for Mike is here. Our best friend.
They will try to hide the sun, posing as the moon. They will try to score their points, stumping over you. There's no use.
Can totally dunk says DJ Mike. I know this is a late hour show, but we try and limit the cursing for our international audience. Aaron says, I hope you all enjoy my best friend Mike. He's doing just fine. Is he? Alright.
Tell me I'm sleeping.
You think you hear something in the freezer in the back. When you go to investigate, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Is this worth noting in your journal? And if so, write it down. I'd say no. I feel like Grace hears weird things all the time, and probably at first, for the first couple of years, it would have annoyed her, or she would have thought it was raccoons or something like that. But old buildings settle. There's sounds that happen all the time. Nowadays, she's cool. I like this one. So much Fish says, depends on what it sounds like. If it's a knock or a bang, then that's fine. If it's a blood-curdling scream, then maybe drop that down. I wasn't sure I heard anything. Also, Shits and Giggles is here, saying hello, came over from TikTok. Welcome in, and welcome in to everyone else who has followed in the meantime. The game we're playing is The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. You can follow along there. Fucking good so far. This is Diana talking. I'm fucking stoked. There are times when working alone can make you feel a little on edge. Is this worth noting in your journal, and if so, write it down. I think I've probably noted it down before, but even then for today, it can make you feel a little on edge. Working a solo shift, not alone, can get a bit creepy. The odd noise here and there. But the radio makes it a bit easier to tolerate. Makes it a lot easier to tolerate, actually. And with DJ Mike on the air, it doesn't feel alone. We have Kodiak Clash, who's here as well. Said, found you on TikTok, stuck with you for the common sense DM and TTRPG advice for both new players and new GMs. Much kudos. Welcome in. Good to see you. Benboss says, are you writing this journal during the time you're working, or is it like something you do post-shift? I am using it to pass time. Listening along, letting the thoughts flow by. One of the very few things I did actually take from that family therapist. Like the last caller, shake you to your core. It was such a violation of boundaries. Both the social boundaries of calling into a show like this and interrupting production. I knew some folks who worked radio back in college. And that sort of stuff would annoy them to no end. And also the boundaries of Mike's comfort. He doesn't deserve that. He's just trying to give away tickets. Hackenberry says, are we all the voice in Grace's head? One separate. Now, so much Jellyfish says, it was fucked up creepiness and Mike was upset. Mike is just trying to bring a little joy to people. He doesn't deserve this. Exactly. Why do you think DJ Mike is your best friend? He could use a friend. He doesn't. Weird shit like that. And Maybe someone else who understands the arts. And who also works a late night shift. At this point, we have no one but each other to keep each other company. Casual says, is he your best friend? He's more of an acquaintance in the night to help pass the time. Understands that sometimes you just need a voice in the void to help us pass time. At that point, we're two voices in the void together. And from what I know of the guy, I feel like we get along. I know we get along. Look at the photo by the register. There's something different about it. What do you see? Why isn't there anyone riding this carousel? Hello, ma'am. Thornblade said, graveyard shifts are their own beasts. Well, not true graveyard. I worked bartending in an old hotel, and we were open until 2 a.m. no matter what. Had some fun experiences, but pretty sure it's haunted. We also have some of the jellyfish in chat who says, well, he's been there for you on far more nights than anyone else has ever been, and he never asks anything of you. He's really the perfect friend, capable of listening, distracting, and being there for you with no expectations. We're there for each other with no expectations. You wonder, is this how scared Mike feels right now? Maybe. It can't be a coincidence that the same thing is happening to both of you right now. Intrusive noises.
You know, the reason I got into DJing wasn't for the music. Yeah, I enjoy music. I like music. Who doesn't? I had a band, like a lot of kids did in the 90s and early 2000s, but it wasn't ever for the music. If it were, we probably would still have the band, but we were shit. Erica went on to become a doctor. Steve had kids and moved to Oregon. But me? I stuck around. I never left Akron. I never will. I say I do this for you, and a part of that is true, but I actually do this because I want to feel less alone. I'm so alone. So dark in this room. My hands. They're turning into something else. Oh, my fingers are stretching, growing like tendrils, covering the room. There are these vines that are growing out of me. It hurts, but I can't move. I want to scream, but my throat feels like it's being taken over by something. I'm not me anymore. I'm alone.
You think you see a shadow of someone in the aisles. Your first thought is that maybe DJ Mike has come to visit you. When you went to examine the area, there's nothing there. Is this worth noting in your journal? I was hoping he would swing by. So we both feel less alone.
Where the sailors sing so high, swollen by the Pacific.
Maybe he's still alone.
Under the bed there's another ocean of pounding hearts.
Doesn't have to.
A distant
There's a humming in your ears. It's low and barely noticeable, but it bothers you. Is this worth noting in your journal? That sound won't. Okay. It's just loud enough that it's interrupting my thoughts and my listening. I want to be able to hear Mike's voice unhindered. Someone wants you to hydrate? I can do that.
Shining bright among the stars, the crimson glow of trees and pines, a silver lining of a fragile mind.
If it's one of the machines, maybe the soda machine? I'll see if I can unplug it for the night. Hello, Medicine. New here from following Deb. Welcome in. Cashcow says, why do I keep hearing this buzz? It's like an old TV is on somewhere, but I can't pinpoint where it is. I thought I could make it stop by cleaning out my ear, but it doesn't go away. Someone jellyfish says, could it be the light that was flickering? Might be something with the electrics. If it's the lights, again, from above, we can maybe shut them off? Maybe I'll shut them off. What do you wish to tell your best friend, Mike?
Cast a light on history.
I don't have to go through this alone. You made so many friends being a radio host. We've got so much more in common than you think. Who cares about having kids and moving to Oregon and Akron? It's just fine. I work alone too. It's lonely, but you're not alone. Not truly. Medicine says, thanks for the welcome. I'm on mobile. Can someone add me with what we're doing? Yeah. We're playing The Darkness, The Brink of Ohio, Raccoon Various. Tossed it in there. And it is a solo journaling RPG. First of its kind that I've heard of. Coming from my lovely friend, Banana Chan.
Where the sailors sing so high.
Now we
swollen by the Pacific giant. Under the bed there's another ocean of.
Oh, what the hell? Poor Mike. Hearing Mike's transformation, what do you want to do about what's happening to Mike? I want to help him. Or be there with him. Because at worst, it sounds like being a radio show host. He's going through it alone. Already gone through so much being alone. Partially for the sake of us. Audience. Yeah. Serving us. But this is something that I want to be able to relate to him on. I can join him. He's done so much for me without asking anything in return. Despite his suffering, you feel closer to him. You feel almost as if you can hear his thoughts. Marathon says Mike reminds me of the Witcher who turned into a Leshy. And more time Guac says cashier with a heart of gold. Ken Totally Dunk says call Mike. What if I could? It sounds painful. It sounds... Well, I've heard that type of pain before. I've been through this before with my mom. I can help. Hello, fish. Thornblade says, oh, I wish I had my computer actively running. Twitch chat and enjoying gameplay is more difficult on mobile. Yeah, sorry, mobile's not the best. Onyx Likes Chest says, backwards hat equals silly little guy, or in this case, someone with a psych disorder. It's not a disorder, I want to help. For once. I do have his number. I do have his number. Universe Fall says, hi, what's going on? We are playing The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. It's a solo horror RPG. It involves some journaling and some hanging out with my good friend DJ Mike. I'm on a first name basis with him. Alright, here's 650.
Brink Fest, the biggest indie music festival in Akron, Ohio, is only a few weeks away. Don't forget to get your VIP tickets to meet all your favorite bands, like Don't Do It Neil and Buckeye Buttercup. Sign up for that VIP experience today on the 106.6 The Brink website. Sponsored by Infinite War.
Who am I? I don't know. I don't remember my name. But I know we are meant to come together. We are meant to come together as one. We're the same, you and I. Let the parasite flood your space and crawl under your skin comfortably, like it has always been there, because it has. Can you hear it breathing? Can you feel it listening? We're just waking it up now, and we're going to be together. We are one.
The lights around you seem to be caving in like a vignette closing in on your vision. Is this worth noting in your journal? And if so, write it down. It is noting. Worth noting, rather. The lights are dimming, but it helps me listen. There's a thing in psychology or anatomy or something that makes it so that when your vision, when you don't have all your senses, the remaining ones grow more acute. I feel like I can hear Mike's voice ringing around me now. It's comforting. The humming has gotten louder. It's a constant high-pitched noise. It bothers you momentarily until it doesn't, as if you tuned into a new frequency. You hear Mike's thoughts. What are his thoughts? He isn't lonely anymore. Not with me around. Us around. He's been waiting for this. So have I. It feels right. We are comfortable. You feel something inside of you writhing like it's trying to get out. What changes do you experience that you note in your journal? Mike had elongated fingers, webbings stretching across the room. I have protrusions from everywhere. Knobbly at first, and growing sharper and longer. It feels more comfortable than before, like it was always there. Growing pains are nothing. Look at the photo by the register. You can see it and it's clear as day. What is it? My dad. Not my father, but my dad. Someone connected to something bigger. Something that I've been tied to my whole life. And now that we've both found it, we are at home. What is the thing that you're transforming into? It's the beginning, the final form, an idealized version of myself. I was never meant to leave here. Definitely not meant to head to Alaska. The protrusions grow longer. Feel my ribs stabbing through my chest and crisscrossing. The knobs across my skin grow and lengthen into tendrils and grasp for the shelves and machines around me, sticking to the lights. All that you feel is love, and love is all you are. You feel connected with Mike, but not just Mike, you also feel connected with everyone who is listening tonight. What is the final thought that you have as yourself before you become enmeshed with your new family? My new family, my real family. Where were you this whole time? Took you long enough. Been so lonely. Write in the journal, we are together and we are one. Whew. The days that pass. Brinkfest is cancelled. In Akron, several hundred fans of the radio station 106.6 The Brink have disappeared from their places of work after listening to a late-night radio show hosted by Michael Blank, also known as DJ Mike. The event venue has agreed to cancel the long-awaited festival, Brinkfest, after the radio host went missing after his last show, known as the Devil's Hour, almost 2 weeks ago. Police have been able to obtain a recording, but it's reported that listeners who were exposed to the show have suffered from memory loss and disassociation. Law enforcement is attempting to remove all instances of the show from the internet. Whew. In the weeks that pass, Akron goes quiet after the sound has made its way into the minds of the people in the area. The airwaves crackle into nothing. The buildings, cars, and trains decay in their abandonment. But nature still moves, and she finds her way into the crevices of what used to be human invention, rendering it useless. The only sounds left are the birds rejoicing, the squelching bodies that found their way to one another, linked together by their core processing unit, who used to be known as Mike. You are one of the many links and appendages that obeys the hive. One day, you're sent on a task to find new bodies to recruit through the colony. You wander back to your old work, and you find your old journal and a pen. You may choose to answer any of these questions and write a one-word response in the journal. Do you remember your name? Do you remember what you did when you were here last? Do you remember your friends and or family? And do you remember who you love the most? When you're done with your journal, tear out the pages you've written in during this game and destroy those pages. Amazing. Okay. Thank you so much for helping me listen along, everyone. Holy shit. Okay. This was The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. It is a solo journaling RPG. I chose the role of the gas station attendant for this playthrough, but there are 2 other playthroughs where you can be a security guard and a lab technician. They have different questions, different vibes, and of course, you can play the game how you wish. The full soundtrack is available for free on YouTube right now if you really liked the music, because I know there were a lot of talks about that. And if you want to follow along with the Kickstarter, you can go here. Or just look up The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio, and I'm sure you'd be able to find it easy peasy right quick. The creator of the game, Banana Chan, is here in chat right now, so be sure to drop a follow everywhere that they have their socials. And yeah, holy shit. What a wild concept for a game, you guys. I will also say the game itself has this whole debrief out of character section where you can, kind of remove yourself from the situation since it's so immersive. The whole 3D sound and all that, it gets quite intense. And so it does help to answer questions and go through and do something that roots you a little bit in real life. Go for a walk, calm down, talk to a friend, kind of think about what happened over the course of the game and how you explored yourself in this. I thought we came up with an amazing story. Someone said, would you like to open the curtains and let some light in? I will turn my my normal lights back on, actually. That's probably a good idea. Let's do that. And then turn the office back on. So I do want to finish these Doritos, though, at some point. That will be my first task. But Banana says it'll be launching on Kickstarter on May 7th. So it's coming up quick. And then, of course, God, this is just so cool. What a grand idea. So yeah, if you need to do any of these things, I'll paste these in chat as well for those who got really immersed with the listening. So that way you guys can have that as well. It just pasted as a paragraph, but still. It's important to take into account mental health when it comes to horror gaming. I thought this was awesome. Oh my God. And also just like the voice actors. Oh my God, I should pull up those. The actual credits for the game. Banana sent them to me a little ways ago. It's in like the actual full. Yeah, perfect. Here we are. Aha. So the designer, writer, and developer is Banana-chan, the one and only who is in chat right now. We also have Michael Croto, who was the illustrator, who did essentially so you can see the character portrait, for example, in the lower corner. We also have text editors Yeonsu Julian Kim and Karen Twelves. Jenna Fryer was the photography model, so the photos that were available, like the one that I chose down here, and then, of course, the others that you could choose from and that you'll see in the other gameplay, what do you call them? The other gameplays, essentially, the other live streams are a thing. We have a bunch of voice actors. We have Jasmine Bueller, Aaron Catano-Seas, Danny Quaich, the one and only Danny Quaich, Austin Taylor, Gavin Stenhouse, and then the music is from Don't Do It Neil, Omar Starr, and David Jones Krause. We have music from Artlist. I will just paste this section in here because there are quite a lot of names. There we are. So those are the music from Artlist that was used. Sound effects came from Pixabay and YouTube, and of course, Banana was the audio editor. Did an amazing job, Banana. Holy shit. There are playtesters: Trolls Ken, Nice Morgan, or Nace, maybe, Mark Jimerson, Yeonsu Julian Kim, and there are special thank yous in here to Jenna Fryer, Herb Furman, and Doug Lewandowski. And yeah, holy shit. So be sure to, if you haven't already, follow along with the Kickstarter. And of course, Hama-sama-kun has already done their playthrough of, oh God, what was Hama? Was Hama the security guard? I believe they were. I can't remember exactly what they chose for the security guard playthrough. And then check out D&D Imposter for their channel, rather, for the Lab Tech playthrough. Or play through yourself. The Kickstarter is available. Yeah, holy shit. It's such a novel concept. And it's so low effort. You don't need a friend or anything, you know? Solo gaming, it's the new thing. I hear so much about it being like an up-and-coming thing. Gavin Stenhouse was also an actor on Black Mirror, says Banana-chan. Really? Oh, fuck. Oh, holy shit. I love that. Also, Quincy, hello. Cashcow says you might need a friend after this. I'm gonna go grab a beer with some people, because if anything, to celebrate partner, Quincy Tavern says friends, what's that? Quincy, you missed it. I got partner literally in the middle of his playthrough. Wild ride for a sponsored stream. But special thanks to Banana-chan in particular, and then the Darkness at the Brink of Ohio's team for letting me play this game early and letting me like walk it through with all of you guys. Y'all have been amazing, and I loved the commentary and the theories that were going on in chat during the entire thing, start to finish. I love people entering in their own responses to the journal entries, giving me inspo, giving each other inspo. This whole game is a really good, like, I guess just a good example of horror, you know? And it's interactive and it helps you explore yourself. Like that whole story that we created at the beginning with Grace's like dad and her mom and how that wove its way into the story. It's unique and it helped us experience it so much better. So once again, thank you to everyone who participated, who listened, who tuned in for my first ever sponsored stream. All right. Anything else we need to take care of before we head off for the night, before I let you guys go? So much Jellyfish says, I really love the fact that you're in the driver's seat. You go into this as hard and dark as you want to. Such a good premise. It is. It's super cool. But yeah, anything else left to take care of? We will be back tomorrow for our regularly scheduled stream. We are going to be starting at 4 o'clock Pacific time and going till 5:30-ish Pacific time. Baldur's Girlies is not going to be a thing until Kiki and I get our computers fixed, so we're on a little bit of a hiatus, but we will keep you guys posted on that front. I am also stepping back from D&D Demigods due to time and things like that, so oh my god, and DBCU just tipped $100? Holy shit, DB, thank you so much. Oh my god, someone says they want a pet channel in Discord. Yeah, I can make that happen. I'll do that right now, once I hop off here. DBCU, thank you. That is amazing. That will, tell you what, if my new power supply doesn't fix things, I'll use that money to fix it elsewhere. And figure out what the fuck is going on with this computer, because that sort of lag should not be happening. But, all right. Well, sick. Be sure to check out The Darkness at the Brink of Ohio. Thank you again for listening in, you guys, and I will go ahead and take a breather, head outside. Cash Cow, thank you for dropping the Discord link. Yeah, if you guys want to join the Discord, it is down in chat. That link should work. Just be sure to agree to the rules. The rules are the same as the rules for this chat, where it's just like, hey, don't be a dick, and we're good. But yeah, gonna go touch grass and celebrate. And in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening, afternoon, whatever. Don't forget to tune into the radio every now and then, I guess, because there's some wild shit that happens. But yeah, I'll raid you into a friend. Good night, guys.